Well, let me explain this to you with an analogy. Here, you see an entire array of instrumentalists trying to play a symphony in a large auditorium. Now, what's happening is you have an array of instruments, and every instrument has its own tune, timbre, and tone, its own frequency range in which it shines bright. And there are definitely going to be certain kind of overlap in the frequency among the instruments that is there. For example, the bass guitar and the double bass that you see, and probably the bass drum that you see somewhere, the kick drum, yeah, somewhere hidden in the background, yeah. So they all have a little bit of overlap in their response frequency. And what happens when there is a overlap of frequency among the instrument is that the audio system that is trying to reproduce this music will lose its gas, will lose its steam to actually tell you whether the bass note that is getting produced from one of the instrument, you won't be able to actually tell whether it is coming from the double bass, or is it from the cello, or is it from the kick bass or the kick drum. So it would become really confusing, and you would not actually get the uh, complete taste of the music. It would just feel a little sore to listen. Now, like I told earlier, with this example, there is a low resolution image, here is a little higher resolution image. Of course, there is even a higher resolution image. I just got this so that I was able to demonstrate and make the point clear. Uh, Now, coming back to what exactly is this high resolution audio and how is it different from low resolution audio? Now, you see a graph here. When that particular band plays some music, this is how the frequency response is going to sound on the graph. Let us say, for instance, there is no connection between this waveform, the analog recording that you see there, and the actual band. It's just trying to give an analogy, trying to give you an example so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Let's assume that this is the waveform that you find from the audio band, the music band that was playing there. If you try to record this using an MP3 format, which is industry standard like 16-bit at 44 kilohertz, yeah, that brings us to an important point. What is this 16-bit and what is this 44.1 kilohertz? We will get back to this particular subject in a short while, maybe in the next videos. So, the industry standard for MP3 is, let's say, 16-bit at 44 kilohertz. You can go further down, but this is fairly accepted. You see, that is a unit time. Let us say that waveform is 1 second waveform. 1 second waveform, which means at the beginning of the second, the recording started from here. By the end of the second, it came to here. Same with here, at the beginning of the second, at end of the second, at the beginning of the second, and at the end of the second. Right behind me, I'm sorry if you are not able to see, but I'm sure you can see it now. Now, if you divide that into 10,000 pieces, the analog recording graph, if you divide that into 10,000 pieces vertically, just like this, every piece, in every piece on the two-dimensional graph, you would have the recording audio, or you would have the the plot definitely different from the immediate next and immediate previous plotting. Now, coming to this, how many times can you divide? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10. in this 1 second, let's say it is divided into 10 pieces. This is not exactly a 1 second waveform, but I'm just trying to explain it in an easier method. So if you divide this into 10 seconds, you would see every plot is at different stage. But let us say instead of dividing it to 10 seconds, we'll divide it into 10,000, or dividing it to 10 equal parts. Let's divide it into 10,000 equal parts, just the way we did with that. Now what happens, each one of these will have 1,000 separations. What is going to happen between the 1000th separation and 999th separation and 998th separation? All of them are in the exact same level, which means it's like that audio recording is capturing 10,000 frames per second of audio, and this is capturing 10 frames per second audio, and this is MP3. You see, there is not much of difference until it's 1/10 of a second. Don't take this literally, but I'm just trying to explain this with this image. Now coming to a high resolution audio, the industrial standard that we can say is 24-bit audio at 192 kilohertz. This can go up and a little bit down as well. I'm going to go to that particular image after this to show you what exactly are the available specifications. But you see, if you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 times. 1 second is divided into 20 by 24 times. That is, in 1 second it has captured 24 frames, right? Similarly, in 1 second this would have captured 16 frames, and in 1 second that would have captured probably 10,000 frames. So which is better? Which will give you a smoother audio response? Definitely that. And if you think MP3 is good, yeah, it is good because you are compressing the audio by eliminating all we can say intermediary audio recordings and trying to retain as minimal amount of information as possible. It's like trying to take a color photo and putting it on a black and white photocopying machine and taking out a photocopy, and then taking that black and white photography, or we can say a grayscale photocopy, and trying to take another photocopy of it. And if you keep on doing that over a period of time, what's going to happen? It's just going to be like blotched black and white print. That is what is MP3. From analog, it comes to high resolution audio. Analog gets ripped into high resolution audio. High resolution audio gets ripped into MP3. So every time you try to reduce the quality or reduce the size of the file, lot of information is lost, and you end up having an MP3 file which would try to reproduce music this way. Of course, high resolution audio is good, but what is better is the next version, which is actually being worked on by quite some studios. It's called as DSD audio, and that forms a basis for one of our videos that is going to come very soon. Now this is an analog recording, this is a MP3, and this is a high resolution audio. I hope I put my point clear. Thank you.